Well, the stage is set for another very long night on Capitol Hill. Joining me now is Hans von Spakovsky, Senior Legal Fellow at the Heritage Foundation. Hans, good to see you. What struck me today was how Adam Schiff continuously speculated about the president's subjective intent, imputing a corrupt motive. So I guess Adam Schiff is now, what, the thought police?
Well, yeah, and he did that because they don't actually have facts to prove their case. I mean, most of what you heard today was based on speculation, innuendo, gossip, hearsay, not actual proven facts, and even opinion evidence by critics of the president, none of which is what you need to substantiate and support the kind of serious allegations that have been made against the president.
Yeah, and Schiff kept playing sound bites of all of these speculation witnesses offering their opinion based on multiple hearsay. I mean, frankly, if I were the defense, I'd be sitting there. Thank you, Adam Schiff, for making my case for me. But Schiff also deliberately, it seems, misrepresented what Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney had said in his infamous news conference to reporters when he told those journalists that, look, there's always some political influence in foreign relations, so get over it. But Adam Schiff contorts it to say that what Mulvaney was arguing is get over corruption. Here's the soundbite from Schiff.
Should the Congress just get over it? Should the American people just come to expect that our presidents will corruptly abuse their office to seek the help of a foreign power to cheat in our elections? Should we just get over it? Is that what we've come to? I hope and pray that the answer is no.
You know, I counted more than a dozen misrepresentations by Adam Schiff. They had to be intentional, Hans.
Oh, no, I think it is. Look, I think what's going on here is that, Greg, you and I both know this is the weakest case for impeachment ever presented to the U.S. Senate by the House of Representatives in the entire history of the country. They simply have not made the case. So apparently they believe that making all kinds of unproven accusations, doing things like accusing the president of being a despot, something that Schiff did today, that somehow that is going to help them damage the image of the president and apparently, I guess, help them in the next election because since they can't prove their case, they pretty much know he's going to be acquitted.
You know, and Schiff, I love this part. He's repeatedly invoking the Federalist Papers, in particular Alexander Hamilton's Federalist 65. But again, he misrepresents and misconstrues what's in Federalist 65. It doesn't state that, oh, gee, you can impeach without a crime. Take a listen to Schiff.
Hamilton explained that impeachment was not designed to cover only statutory or common law crimes, but instead crimes against the body politic. Hamilton wrote, "The subjects of its jurisdiction are those offenses which proceed from the misconduct of public men."
Hamilton wasn't, and there's the president getting off of Air Force One at Joint Base Andrews, but Schiff misunderstands Federalist Papers and Hamilton. Hamilton wasn't defining what impeachment is. That's made clear by the plain language of the Constitution. Now, he was explaining why a trial should be held in the Senate and not the Supreme Court.
Yeah, no, that's right. And it's very clear, not only from the Federalist Papers, but the Constitutional Convention, that the impeachment clause was only to be used if you could prove serious misconduct by the president. Misconduct so serious that you can't wait until the next election. And I think it's very clear the Democrats have failed to do that. They just simply have not shown that kind of serious misconduct that fits within the treason, bribery, or high crimes and misdemeanor standard that's in the Constitution.
And Schiff was not only playing sound bites from the witnesses who were offering nothing but guesswork and speculation, but he was also putting up repeatedly the transcript of the conversation between Trump and Zelensky, in which it is evident from that there's no threat, there's no bribe, there's no pressure, there's no quid pro quo. Again, really making the case for the defense.
Yeah, I think so. And I think a lot of the misleading claims that he has made and others today, along with their exaggerations, I actually think that shows the weakness of their case. Because if they had a real case, if they had real facts, they wouldn't need to try to mislead the public and the senators, and they wouldn't need to make the kind of outrageous exaggerations that they've been engaging in.
Well, the one thing they didn't play, or maybe I missed it, but you can bet the defense is going to play it, is Joe Biden on camera bragging about his, quote, quid pro quo. Fire the prosecutors investigating my son's company, or you're not going to get a load of cash. I mean, that's surely going to become part of the defense case, right?
It certainly should be, because what did that represent? Possible abuse of power by a sitting vice president in order to prevent a corruption investigation that did what? Enriched his son.
Right. And the president's argument was, look at the transcript. I'm asking about corruption, and in particular, Joe Biden's potential corruption. And I would argue the president, in fact, if he's aware of that, has a constitutional duty to inquire about it. If another country has evidence under a longstanding treaty, they're supposed to turn over that evidence to the United States. So the president was entirely justified, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. But remember, he also made general inquiries about corruption. Again, given the fact that he knew we were going to be giving a lot of money to Ukraine, and everyone has known for quite a while that Ukraine has had a problem with corruption, that was, again, a legitimate inquiry by the president to make sure that if we give them money, it's not going to be misused.
Yeah, that's our money, after all.
It is.
Hans von Spakovsky, good to see you as always. Thanks.
Thanks for having me.